Morning, folks. Excuse me. 5:46 a.m. Monday, July 25th. You tired, Herky, buddy? I love you, Herky. Herky started laying down just inside the room at the hall and the door entrance. Got into the hall. I'm gonna go buy him a comfortable flatbed thing to lay on. They're like a pad. They're material on one side and looks, fake imitation wool on the other. It's all synthetic, but it does help them breathe and it's help the the body breathe underneath. Yet it can keep in some warmth, but it's definitely comfortable. They're about this thick. They're expensive. Who cares? He means everything to me. Got dolphin in my head. Where did that come from? Oh, the other side. Yeah, I got it. Thank you. The other side asking me to be a little happier and play. There's going to be a lot of different information in this. I usually use personal experiences to help explain things, deliver information to you in such a way that it's easier to understand. I woke up this morning and my left foot was hurting again, where those metatarsal bones, all of them on the top, have been broken twice. Not one, but all of them at one time, 4 of them. The ones on top, whatever. And I'm looking around feeling, when you first wake up, you're kind of tired. Sometimes you can be very much in tune with what's going on the other side, but you can also be made to be, just tired, foggy mind. Remember, folks, it takes one soul to get on top of you to mess with you. Okay? 2 or 3 and you got problems. 7 or 8, and I don't care if you're source of what you are, they can actually run you. You have to be a freak to get through that. Once you feel it on you, then you grab it and you get rid of them. Anyway, so I cleared my head. As soon as that happened, I was really tired. I cleared my head. I couldn't see too good, so I had to be careful with it. And I saw that it was mostly, just stuff working with me, hanging around. So I took the time to relax, feel the frequencies, and I put like these shards of energy through it, turn it into another form of energy once it's all in everything, and then it just deletes it. But my foot was still hurting. And I'm looking around, and it started feeling a little better as I started walking. I can watch the spirit take pressure off, but it still hurt a little bit, and I'm, what the hell? And I went downstairs, and I have a pile of paperwork that I need to deal with. And then as soon as I saw the paperwork, then it's part of Lily was inside me, or on me, and inside me too, actually, outside, but her energy was inside me and was trying to I looked at the paperwork, and she's trying to make me feel happy, saying, let's get this paper, saying, wow, I can't wait to do this paperwork. All she had to do was say, honey, we need to hurry up and do the paperwork now, because that's what we have in the schedule to hurry up and get you out of here. That's the way the other side thinks. That's why I'm talking about this, okay? My personal life, I love to help people all I can. I've shown you what my house looks like, okay? I'm not hiding much of anything. I do have some things that are personal, I guess, but and they're going to stay that way, whatever they are. I mean, I reserve that right. Everyone else should too. I give you that right every time. I respect your rights in that manner. I think that's the correct way to put it. The same way, consults and everything else. Whenever I look at anyone, whatever. The only time I actually rip into someone's head is if someone wants to hurt someone, or if someone I'm talking to is afraid. I'll ask them, I'll try and help them get out of them, but if I have to, I'll just go in there and see what the hell's going on. That's my fail-safe protection. Anyway, what I did want to talk about, excuse me, this morning is the thought process behind psychology. I've mentioned it before, but something happened yesterday that led me to this talk this morning. I was down at On the Border near my house. It's a nice place. It's off Pleasant Hill. The people there are good. There's a young lady behind the bar. Her name is Shannon. You know, she works all over the place, but she's really cool. There's a lot of nice people there. Anyway, there's this young lady. Usually, when I'm there, I might go ahead and buy someone a drink or something. When I see people and I know they're hungry and they don't have the money, I buy them a meal. I don't do it. I ask that no one say where it came from. I don't want any attachment to it. I just want to help. And it's hard to get away with that. There's a young lady named Carly. That's down at the Red Lobster I go to, and she'll do that for me. Her attitude, she's so cool. She's like, hey, look, this guy, he's really cool. He's a nice guy. Just wants to be nice, wants to be nameless. He just wants to be nice. So you want it or not. That's the way she is. She and I have had lives together, but we were literally fighting side by side. Her and she's a woman in her female body, but she's got some good, strong male energy. But anyway, this young lady said thanks. I said sure, no problem. And then I'll immediately pull away. Just I just want to sit there. Excuse me, have something to eat. And I had a margarita. Truth be known, I had two of them. Didn't really want the second one that much, but I wanted a half of one. You don't get half a drink. Anyway, the alcohol affects me a lot more these days. Anyway, it's still no big deal. I'm a big guy. She just started a conversation. She said, what do you do for a living? I said, wow. So that's kind of hard to describe. And I looked at Shannon, and Shannon looked at me and said, Shannon, what do I do for a living? So she looked at me and she said, look, I'm really smart. I mean, I've got my master's degree in psychology and everything. I'm like, I saw this stuff going on in her head. It's like, wow, here we go. I said, she's a nice person. Don't get me wrong. It's the thought process that was more than I wanted to bother with at the time. I go there to relax, and sometimes I'm getting my head worked on so hard, man. I'm literally, it's like leaning on the walls while I'm walking. When your brain's changing that much, that quick, that fast, and now I've got my energy being pulled out of me to the other side. There's not that much of me left in here, but it doesn't need to be. It needs to be out as much as possible so I can leave soon. And so I said, well, I work with energy. I said I go into people's brains and I open them up, and they actually physically grow in size so that they can become themselves and understand their metaphysical abilities. So you're a psychic. I said, no, and I don't like that word because it's a BS word. Psychic is I have psychic powers. Psycho and psychic are really close together for a reason. Okay, that's not a good word. Everyone has metaphysical abilities. So I told her what I did. She goes, no, really, what do you do? I'm like, I said, go to my internet, look at my webpage, and just read it. I didn't want to bother with it. Some people might think so. I don't like to talk about myself. There's so much going on that I'm seeing, hearing, feeling all the time. I don't care that much about me. Look at my house. That's a direct representation, not of me being depressed in life. It's just, it doesn't matter. I understand what matters. What matters is everything else. Simple, really. The folks that really know me well, they understand. I'm not the only one like this, but it's who I am. I've got no problems with it. But anyway, so she would say, well, okay, well, you talk about the energy chakras, I said, yeah. And then she goes, well, that, she's in her head, she goes, he's just nuts. None of this shit's real. I said, look, I told her, she looked at the consults and everything, and she was just having an issue with, okay, there's just no way this is real. So I'm like, okay, she didn't say it. She didn't have to. It was floating on top of her head. So I said, here. So I went to the webpage and I said, QEEG. I said, okay, quantitative electroencephalogram. Here's 2 diagrams. Just look at the pictures. Okay? Here's my phone. She couldn't get it on her phone. She was having a problem. So I said, here, my phone has it. There you go. Just look at it. And then she started talking with someone else on a phone. She goes, hey, I got this guy over here. Listen to this. And then, and she's a really cool person. I'm not cutting her down whatsoever. Okay? It's the thought process she's been schooled into. Okay? So anyway, she was talking with him, and he was saying, this guy's full of shit, blah, 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 blah. And she's kind of like, yeah, no, it's like, you should be here with me, That's not what she said. She doesn't need to. Sometimes I hear thoughts louder than words. Lots of times I do, actually. So I just said, whatever. I don't know that it'll ever happen, but it could be that someone out in the Netherlands is going to be in an MRI and get cranked up. We'll see. If someone's doing something like that, I don't want any money. They're doing something to help everyone out. Well, GJ, it helps you out. Yeah, I guess, but I'm here to promote something. You and your abilities. Whatever. Paul and Bergeau are very strong and can do this very easily. They're getting with the flow. Okay. There's Deanna's starting to do it. Okay, she's already started doing it. She'll be getting with the flow of that too. Just relaxing, understanding, and learning how to do it. There's some other source people out there trying to. They have arrogance issues. They're not getting anywhere. Imagine that. It's almost like something in the field is screwing them up. Gee, how does that happen? Karma's a bitch, folks. Mess with grandpa, you got a headache. Anyway, how can someone profess to understand the human mind without knowing what's in it and how it works? Oh, but we understand this, we understand that. And no, you don't understand crap until you understand the energy that's in there, how spirit gets put inside a body, what kind of spirits are in the body, and you can read the spirit. Until you can do that, no. You can learn some certain, oh, for Pete's sake, the word just popped in and out of my head. Plastic something or other. Anyway, you can understand certain functions of the conscious part of the brain, how it functions as a person in society, a little bit about itself. You can understand that part of it, but you cannot fully understand how a brain works and really help people properly until you can see energy, feel it. Freud was 37% negative soul, had major issues with his parents, especially mom. He walked around putting out like 47% negativity almost all the time. If you don't understand the two living beings inside a brain, then how the hell are you going to diagnose it? You see certain symptoms and you say, this must be this must be that. Until you can see it and feel it, you can't do crap. Sorry. You can help people with basic issues, but you don't really understand the human brain. Don't ever say you do, because you're wrong. Dr. Brian L. Weiss was talking with the lady in China. I've mentioned this before in my videos, and he's really cool. He didn't believe any of this stuff, and he's solar plexus. His core orientation is solar plexus, so he doesn't see and feel a whole lot. Okay? Remember, what your solar plexus is, the main flow of energy inside your body, is really strong. It's the strongest part of your energy flow by big percentages. Okay? It's the river, and then you have little teeny tributaries flowing off, little streams. Okay? Little streams. So when 2/3 on the average, about 2/3 of the solar plexus is buried inside that core energy, that's like being out in a thunderstorm and someone coming up to you with a water gun and squirting you. Okay? You're not going to feel much. All right? So when people are pineal based, the pineal area, that it's actually, that we say pineal, but it's actually the whole, more of the whole brain, but like the pineal field is the biggest part of it, more than 50% of it. It's a little separated from the main flow, the hard flow of the core of the energy that goes out to the body, and the field itself is out here. So it makes me dizzy doing that. Anyway, so you feel it more. And then plus right there right next to the brain, when it gets touched and worked, it's right there at the brain. So you start, whoa, feeling more, seeing more. It doesn't mean people who are solar plexus oriented can't feel that other stuff. They might have strong pineal also, where they're just barely more solar plexus and pineal. That's an interesting situation. Of course, the heart's always going too. So that's why everyone feels things differently. But how can you think that you understand the brain and how a person functions until you understand what's in there, what's going on? Well, you can separately feel the actual spirit visiting the body, and then separately feel and understand that part of the spirit that's with the body. When you can feel both those things, then you understand how they feel and act within the body, and then you can understand why the body does what it does. Plus, you need to look outside and see how spirit outside is affecting it. I was going to say attacking it is what causes most people issues. Reading a person's negativity That's an important part of what's, why somebody does something a certain way. Well, it was your mother that you really kind of left you abandoned. Oh, he's 47% negative. He enjoys screwing with people. Get over it. Figure it out. I have a psychosis, and I look in the book on page 47, right here, 47. Yes, paragraph 7, it's right here, A and B a little bit. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Yeah, we don't have mental issues anymore. Not in anyone. Everyone has issues between the earth and energy, what used to be part of Gaia, and she separated a long time ago to go in the bodies, and issues between that and your personal spirit. Oh, excuse me. That's two different spirits inside a body. And then a negativity level, and then you understand why someone acts the way they do. Especially seeing how, what's going on around them. So, that'll be changing in the future. It's already part of how everyone else does stuff on other planets. We are in the Stone Age, Well, actually, yeah, we're getting into the Stoner Age over here, playing with stone energy. I used to smoke weed when I was a kid. And older. Everything seems so far ago. So long ago. Good stuff. My Chowa tea, I've been cutting down on that. It just got taken off of Amazon. Don't know when it'll come back. It probably will a little bit later, but I'm being hammered by the other side not to be drinking it. The reason why Chowa tea helps build up the energy in your body and, make you stronger, makes your energy stronger, bonding. It makes you a little more your full self, which makes you feel stronger, okay? And I'm leaving my body. I'm going out. So a little bit of it is good for me to be calm. I usually have about 2 packets a day. This is going to slurp. So it's time for me to get. But folks, how can we? I wish it could be tomorrow. It's not. But anyway, I'm going to keep doing everything I can. I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. This is more for the other side to hear me say out loud. And my family in space, our family out there, but some of mine in particular. I have 2 promises to keep: getting everything off the planet and getting animals out of the bodies. And of the percentage of energy that was inside of me, I've got between 30 and 40% of it left. Maybe 34%. It's not a problem for me doing energy work and stuff, and I can see some really neat stuff, but it is a problem just maintaining the body, but it's supposed to be like that. Gaining the extra weight and keeping Herky alive, that's to keep me in that damn body. It's like I was saying earlier about my foot, the pain and everything, trying to tell me to sit down. All they have to do is talk to me and just say, hey man, for what we're doing, we need you to just sit down and get this paperwork done now, man. It's been hanging around a while. Well, I get worked on so hard. Like yesterday, I was like comatose. I can't even function. And then they're like, get up and do something. I'm like, frack you. I don't say frack. But I understand who they are. I see them. I know them. I'm not going to go after them. It's just, folks, that's how they do things over there. Now, it's going to get better, but that's how it is right now. They're doing what they can. They don't understand. Lily's fresh out of a body. She's still healing. She was encapsulated in a human body. It's like a form of torture itself. Something, it's like being in a cage, but it's worse because you're feeling all the sensory input from the body. So pretty soon it'll all come together and you'll see stuff happen. But in the meantime, back to the psychology thing. Folks, it's just a lot of little stuff I want you to know about, that's all. Excuse me. The more I talk about things, especially stuff that I have to go through, even though honestly it's a little personal. Things between me and Lily are very personal. I have no way to express to you what she means to me, what all my family, immediate family means to me. Everything's family to me. But my immediate, Lily and I, and everything that came from us, very, very, very strong. Animals too. Animal essence. Anyway, there will be new schools of thought, I would say, but actually programs, training centers for people who want to take on psychology, but they're going to learn how to see and feel negativity, how to feel what people want with their hearts. A lot of psychologists, psychiatrists, psychologists, a lot of folks are doing this all the time anyway. They're using their abilities as part of what they have. But they need to be able to read negativity. They need to be able to talk to the two individual spirits. They need to be able to see other energy around. You don't have to have your pineal, your scanners plenty, and sometimes, for a lot of things, scanners better. For some things, the pineal's better. But either way, they both work. That's how we do it on other planets, folks. That's what's coming here. What are you going to do that one morning you wake up and you found out that on your local news channel or some media hype channel, media moguls, whatever, monstrosities, liars, fakers, anyway, what are you going to do when all of a sudden there's a picture of a spacecraft on the ground with some other folks coming out of it and they look pretty much human? What would you do? How would you feel? What would you think? That day's coming, folks. It ain't far away. A very soft time away. Lily's on the other side, part of Lily. She's looking right at me. She was talking with the other folks and she was saying placate him. I just felt and then partially saw what he has in mind for himself. And he's serious. Don't expect to be able to go into someone's brain or an energy field. When we're out of body, we're literally a field of energy. There's focal points in it. One of them would be like the brain. Okay, if the basic energy field is solar plexus, then there's like brain, then there's heart, and then there's emotions. The smallest part is the emotion. It's a very good thing too. Feelings. It's important to have emotions to help produce feelings, but that's about it. Otherwise, they just get in the way. So they have to be there, but at minimal in amount, in activity. So I just don't expect to be able to go to the energy outside of the body, go into the brain part of it, and just take out what you want. Okay, you're not going to be able to do that. But you know what you can do? You can use all your abilities, including your conscious mind, your physical eyes. Folks, you are the sum total of what you are. A very simple statement. It's also very true. You develop your metaphysical abilities, but don't deny your physical ones. Don't try to do everything with your metaphysical abilities, because you'll find out it's not enough. You're in a physical body, having a physical life. Use all of you. Okay? That's how you can do the best for yourself, for those you love, and everyone around you. That's also the best way to be the best example you can set for everyone. Just by being you, people will watch and see, and those things about you they like, they'll say, hey, I like that. I would like to have that part of me come out more. And then they work on that. It's not monkey see, monkey do. It's, gee, someone else is doing it, why don't I? It's not imitation. It's inspiration to do something that you've been thinking about anyway. Or something you see that's really cool and you say, why the heck haven't I thought about that? It's the basic thought process everywhere to keep you from being like that. That's why we have such an issue with psychology. They're not total duds, folks. They help. Sometimes just having someone to talk to helps, but they cannot get if they can't see the whole thing, they can't understand it. If you're working on a body to heal it, you have to see the whole body. You have to see the energy flow everywhere. Psychiatry, psychology, whatever you want to call it, is so far past the Stone Age. But it's so far from being complete whatsoever. Psychologists understand about 20% of what they need to on a good day. If you have two living beings inside a body and you can't see but a physical body, sorry, you ain't getting the picture. Not that you can't help someone, but you're not looking at the whole picture. You can't do what you need to, and in most cases what you want to. Some people just think they're smart and they're on a little bit of an ego trip. Masters. I can't stand that name. Master's degree. You have a master, you have a slave. I've been a slave more than anything that's ever been in the body. It's disgusting, it's horrific, it's degrading, it's debilitating, it's gross. It's totally wrong. There's some changes coming, folks, that are going to be brought. And a lot of them that happen are not going to be out in the mass media. They're just going to happen because they need to. And that's good. You don't need to watch a janitor sweep a floor and throw the stuff in the garbage. What you need is the clean floor to walk on. Jay tries to turn so many things into simple analogies. That's because they are. Excuse me. So many people want to take something and turn it into some crazy thing, and like numerology, turn it into a book like this. And I'm like, really? You wrote a book this big about numerology when it's such a simple thing? Glynis McCann's. Glynis Has Your Number. That's one of her books. That's a very good book for basic numerology. I've got a couple of different changes in it, but I think the basic numerology information that I have is on one of my websites. I'll have to ask Deanna. I don't even know. She does such a good job with that. She's going to start building some spheres too real soon. I'm starting to send stuff to her. I need to pull away from all that. I got to finish getting out my stuff, but I mean my orders. Anyway, our school of thought for psychology will be changing, because you have to understand the complete person, the body with the two different spirits within it, and what's affecting it on the outside. Like, they say, well, it was your mother's love. Yeah, no, you got to look at what, you want to see that, but you want to see what's going on with the negativity and aggression, abuse, or anything else, some of the joy. You got to see how it goes into the person and affects them. And for that, you can literally use your abilities to see in and out, in and out of time. You can go look and see. You can see for yourself what's going on. That's a new kind of doctor that can really get something done for you. Okay? Not a quote-unquote head shrink. Anyway, folks, I love you, man. I hope you have a kick butt day.